Okay, so back onto the monocure TUFF Grey and the TUFF Clear. I've got some bigger pieces that I did a couple of nights ago in the Rapid Grey. That's the TUFF in Grey, and that's the TUFF in Clear. The reason I'm showing this is because these are bigger pieces. The piece I did last night was just a little tiny thing I printed. It took about like 12 minutes. These are decent sized prints. This took about 8 hours to do. This was on the Photon S. And this was in the original Photon. This is about 10 hours. Roughly, yeah, this one's a bit bigger, so that's why it took longer. But this is what I did. So I set it up and I printed these overnight just to see if it would fail, because overnight the temperature drops in my craft room here pretty low. And I've noticed when I try and print with the regular Rapid Grey, I get a lot of fails because the resin gets too hard. And so this is what happens. So this is a fail. I printed this overnight in the Rapid Grey, the Monocure Rapid Grey, and you can clearly see what happens to it. It just gets too cold, and yeah. Yeah, I can't even use this. I can't even repair this. This is just a fail. It just gets really thick and gluggy and struggles to print. I mean, yeah, I could set up heaters and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be bothered with it. But I'll just give you a close-up of it. So this is what happens when the resin gets cold and you try and print. So don't even bother. So that is the regular. This is the this one, same thing. Yes. Terrible. So don't try and print in cold weather with resins. But then again, with the TUFF, and this is why I'm showing this demonstration. So these are the regular ones, both fails. So I did these in the TUFF. I printed these overnight. This came out beautifully. So it just goes to show the TUFF is so much more superior. Roughly sort of the same thing. I did change the supports on it, but they both basically printed that way. But yeah, the TUFF can handle the cold. I did not warm the resin at all. A few print lines in it, but that's because I'm printing it at 0.5. You get a bit of a closer look. So that is the clear. But the grey TUFF I am extremely impressed with. So I printed this overnight. I did get a couple little fails here. I printed this overnight. Temperature dropped dramatically. I got very cold. I'm missing some supports here, so there was a fail here, but it still printed. The line is pretty much straight there, so I didn't dip or anything like that. The only other fail I got there was this sort of motor here. It's a little bows off that way a little bit. I'll take off these supports. This is uncured. Some people have said how easy it is to get the supports off. Well, you can see how sort of rubbery they are, but they just pretty much pull right off. And I have no issues sort of worrying about this breaking off here or anything. So we'll just continue pulling those off. Okay, so where it failed here, there's kind of a little bit of a bow there. Yeah, you can kind of see that. No biggie. I'll get those off. I'll just get these supports off so we can have a good look at it. because I'm actually really impressed by this. Even though I printed this overnight and the resin is cold, I'm super impressed by the quality of this. So I'll just get those ones off, then we'll have a good look at the quality. So the feel of it feels really nice. It's almost got like a shine to it. Going for a closer look. Hardly any print lines really. Well, this would probably print a lot better if the resin was warm, like if I did this during the day and a nice warm day. You can see the print lines there. Again, this is printed at 0.05. You could probably eliminate these lines a bit more if you printed at 0.03 or even 0.02, but you would increase the print time dramatically. Usually I have lots and lots of print lines here on the diagonal there, but very, very impressed. Of course, I'm going to be sanding these off. This will be easy to sand off because these are actually protruding rather than leaving little dimples that I have to fill. You can kind of see the gloss on here. That's not wet. It's actually a gloss on it. So but yeah, just really impressed by the TUFF grey, especially when it printed in such cold weather. It's a decent sized piece, about the size of my hand. But again, if I hold this one up, you can see the quality of that compared to that. Okay, so really impressed with the TUFF grey. That's printing cold resin.